First, they turn the frogs gay. Then they lie about body armor. So I was getting a little bit of red flags in terms of, not the other kind of flag, in terms of the situation that happened in Texas. But it wasn't enough. I was kind of scratching my head about some things regarding the initial contact between the border patrol agent or whoever with this guy. And then as time goes on, more and more questions come up, more and more gaps come up, more and more things seem to be suspicious. I can't confirm anything. I wasn't there, but I'm getting a strong feeling that we're going to find out that a lot of information that was told to us is not accurate. The first thing that happened was the count. Many of the articles were saying 2 dead, 14 injured, and then the other half were saying the reverse, 14 dead, 2 injured. I think some people maybe jumping, trying to get the clicks. You had a lot of kids that were, shot and still alive, right? Maybe they counted them as dead and they weren't actually dead yet. So they kind of jumped the gun on that one. So maybe that's why the ones who said 14 shot were probably the ones that were accurate. The ones that said 14 killed, 2 shot, they were jumping the gun. Because we've seen the numbers have been going up and going up and going up. So it looks like, you got kids that are in critical condition and they're, being confirmed dead. So that's the discrepancy with the numbers. Then I made a video talking about, blue states having police officers in the schools. And I was wondering, this is a red state, why wouldn't they have cops, right? Like, I was like, that's kind of suspicious. What's up with that? Why wouldn't they have cops there, right? With all the shootings and stuff. And this is a pro-gun state or whatever. Then I find out that they might have had 4 or 5 cops there, right? Their own little police department, right? So, okay, so you got 4 or 5 cops that are actually stationed at the school. So where were these guys? Where were these guys, right? Then the next thing is there's talk about, this kid had body armor and he exchanged fire with someone. We're getting like mixed story, like who engaged him, at what point. And then we find out local news reports are showing they observed the shooter, and they're saying he didn't have any body armor. So he claimed he had body armor. Now looks like he might not have had body armor. Some border agent nearby engaged at some point. Then there's a whole situation of a standoff type of thing where the kid might have been in a classroom and the cops were just kind of standing around and they didn't want to go in. And then some parents wanted to go in. There were some dads that were there that wanted to go in. Now, I can see why they didn't let them go in, because you got a bunch of civilians going in. They don't have any training. They're not armed. And, this guy's got a... he's got a weapon that's perfectly capable of taking them down from quite a distance. So the idea of letting some dads go in there to try and rescue their kids, and next thing, bam, 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 you got 5 adults, parents killed. I can understand that, but the question is, where were the cops that were actually stationed at the school? How was he able to get, on the school campus without being confronted, without being stopped? But then again, maybe he was confronted, because we're hearing mixed stories about maybe And then I looked at an interview today on CNN, and they're interviewing what I think he's representing law enforcement and dodging a lot of questions and not wanting to answer a lot of things. I think I think there's a screw up that happened with the police department, the ones that are stationed at the schools, and I get the feeling that they're getting their stories together. Right wing media is gonna spend time focusing on anti-liberal content and the left this and the left that, and they try and take our guns. They're not gonna be the ones digging into, did these police fail us, right? Did they fail us? Was there things they could have done that they didn't do? Was there a situation where this kid was in a classroom just, taking these kids out one by one, and a bunch of cops were outside hiding behind cover while the dads were ready to go in without any, protect and serve? If there's a situation where the cops really failed us, will we ever find it out in this pro-police America that we live in? Ironically, right? Because all the negative, defund the police, whatever rhetoric, right? But the reality is we're very pro-police in this country, pro-military in this country. Certainly, right-wing media is not going to want to go and dig in and did the police fail us? I mean, if you have a bunch of armed police officers potentially that were there, and they're hearing these shots going off, pat, 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 and they're just hiding behind, waiting for a SWAT team to show up. Now, maybe there's protocol issues. The protocol, they're supposed to wait. I don't know, but I'm just getting a lot of indication that there's some shady stuff, or rather some failures that happened with law enforcement, and I think they're trying to cover it up, which should not be a first time. Their failures, right? I don't know. I wasn't there. All I'm indicating is that I'm seeing a pattern. I've seen this pattern before, and usually what this means is over time we're going to find out more stuff that wasn't the way it was explained to us, and we're going to see who's gonna protect them, who's gonna focus on the kids, right? I mean, if these kids weren't protected by the people who were hired and paid by the American people to protect them, is right-wing media going to go after them and call them out, right? Or are they going to focus on, the left this and the liberals this and they want to take your gun? What's going to be the focus, right? They talk about, abortion and we got to protect these embryos and bunch of cells. Now we have actual children who were actually killed. If we find out that it could have been prevented, right? Because the right-wing narrative, they talk about, more guns, right? More guns. They want guns in the school. Well, they had guns in the school, right? They had multiple officers. So what happened? Let's see how much curiosity Ben Shapiro and Steven Crowder and Blaze TV and Newsmax, how much curiosity they have to dig into the failures of law enforcement. Now, we don't know all the details, so maybe they did all they could, and you don't understand the situation, what was happening, and a lot of details, right? But that's the point of media, right? You're supposed to dig in and investigate and get to what happened. Maybe you dig in and you find out that the cops did the best they could, right? But are you going to dig in? That's the question. Are they going to dig in? Is right-wing media going to dig in the way they dug in with George Floyd and that racist guy that ran over those people at the Christmas parade? Are they going to dig in and question these police officers, right? They claim that they're worried about babies, unborn babies, right? Oh, the babies are the children slaughtered by some lunatic. Is right-wing media going to have the same level of compassion and we got to protect the kids and we got to do something, right? Are they going to have that motivation Ben Shapiro, he's going to have a fundraiser to do anything? We're raising money, we're going to donate to the schools so they can have more security or something, right? Is there going to be, is that going to happen? Why do I feel like that's not going to happen? Why do I feel like there's not going to be a major pressure from right-wing media to do anything. All they're gonna talk about is, oh, they're trying to take our guns, and the left this, and the liberals this, and look, look at Buffalo. They had all these gun rules, and Are they gonna spend time deflecting and changing the topic, or are they gonna, expend the same energy that they did with abortion and talk about, oh, we gotta do something. The left is talking about craziness. We don't agree with what they're talking about, but we have something that we want done, right? That's the thing. If the left is talking some garbage and you really care about children, then you're going to be coming up with something else, an alternative, and you're going to be pushing and fighting for it, right? So the left wants to take the guns away, and right-wing media should be pushing something, right? They should be like, hey, we want to do a petition or whatever because we want more guns, or we want more security guards, and whatever, something, right? If the whole narrative is just to jab the left, jab liberal media, that means you don't give a shit about the kids. So all that abortion talk, all that is just for clicks, yet again, right? The truth comes out. Anyway, let me take a quick look at the chat, and then I'm gonna eat my sandwich. I'm on my lunch break. Let's see. Ricky's in the house. What up? Shout out to Ricky. Go check out Ricky Manner's channel. Ricky Manner is awesome. He stands on his own. He doesn't need to follow what everybody else is doing just because he's conservative. He's gonna do the conservative narrative. And I respect that. So go check out Ricky Manner. I don't know about all that, man. For a long time, we have been left in the dark about a lot of these events. Best example was Las Vegas concert, just wiped under the rug. Well, I haven't seen much talk about the Christmas parade thing. I mean, as soon as they saw the photos of the guy, it's like that story just vanished. The latest thing I'm hearing, though, is might have been a police chase. Now, that was something that was discussed, because I did cover that story, and that was a point, I think I mentioned it. I know that was a topic where, was he running? Was he being pursued? That was actually a suspicious thing from that event. There's always something that's a little fishy. I remember looking at the Christmas parade thing, and I was like, they said something about maybe he was approached at a park beforehand or something, but there was a lot of gaps in information. And when you see that, it's like a cover-up, right? It's like somebody might have messed something up, because imagine if they were chasing this guy and he ends up killing all these people. So that puts the cops in a bad light. Because of your actions, pursuing this guy the way you did, all these people are dead. You're not going to want that to come out, right? So let's not talk about that. So I don't know, but that's the latest that I heard about that. But the story generally just vanished. Nobody want to talk about that no more. We still talk about Buffalo, though. My father immigrated here from Cuba. He passed in 2020, but he saw all this coming for a long time. He said it's time to see the direction of the country that loves and took him in. Didn't care about until the 1980s as a talking point. The champion Republican president was pretty much a liberal until he was trying to reach, not pretty much, he was a Democrat. So we have the whole right wing, not everybody obviously, in love with a Democrat. An elite billionaire Democrat who flipped his party affiliation and then got religious. 2 Corinthians, right? I mean, we've seen Democrats insult their base by pandering to them, but not on that level. Not on that level. You're going to fake religion, you're going to fake political party to pander to your base on that level? And I mean, not casually. He's talking about my favorite verse. What's your favorite verse? Oh, 2 Corinthians and this and that. And he's taking pictures with the Bible. I mean, that he took Pelosi with the African thing on Neely. He took that on steroids, right? Pelosi does a little one thing here, one thing there, but he had a whole thing. I mean, come on. The fake party affiliation, fake religious beliefs. I mean, that's insulting. He thinks he's gonna clearly be not religious, and he thinks that conservatives are gonna just be dumb enough to just accepting that, oh, I'm a religious guy and this and that, and I have a favorite. Like, come on, man. That's that's bad. That's bad. That will be the equivalent of, I would say, if we had major, let's say, Democratic leadership that are constantly talking about Black Lives Matter and wearing Black Lives Matter labels and stuff, like, doing the fist up or whatever, and always this is just whatever the stereotypical stuff, just to pander to, like, they pander, but Trump take it to another level. He's an entertainer. Anyway, I'm gonna end the live stream. Thanks for joining, guys. Let me actually eat my lunch and get back to the office. But pay attention to this story. I think there's more to it. Somebody said something about gay frogs. I'm not thinking something like that. I think any conspiracy is about a failure on the behalf of the police officers in that school and how it went down in terms of, did they fail these children or did they do the best that they could? So pay close attention to what they say and what they don't say. They probably have stuff on video. They have the body cameras, maybe security cameras at the school. Are they gonna hold on to that for a minute, make up excuses about maybe it's gruesome or something like that or whatever? Just pay attention to any signs that they are not being transparent about what exactly went down. When this guy arrived, where were the officers? Who was the first person to spot the kid, and how did the engagement go down? How did he actually make it to inside the school and inside the classroom? Where were the officers at that time? At what point in time did this border patrol guy get involved? He heard something, he came over, he saw what? Right? Where was the guy at that point? Right? You know what I'm saying? This kid went in a classroom and was shooting. While he was shooting and people were hearing those shots, again, where were the officers? What were they doing? Those are questions I want to know.